Good evening, everybody. Tonight it is Tuesday, the 27th of August, 2024, and it's an exciting one tonight. Willie J Maxwell, everybody. So we are episode 146 of So What's Been Happening. This one's been a little while in the making. I've chatted to Willie a few times. Unbelievable act. Not just an act, he's an incredible artist, super multi-talented, multi-genred as well, most importantly. There's a lot to say, but I'm going to let the chat do the talking. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play a little clip just to give a little feel for who Willie J is, Willie J Maxwell. And this is a little clip that Willie did that's part of So Far Sounds, if you know what the So Far Sounds concept is. Little live and intimate at certain venues. A lot of the time you don't know where you're going to go. You book a ticket, you don't know who the artist is, you turn up, magic moment. And this would have been 100% one of these magic moments. Little play on Sorry. Here we go. Yeah, that is beautiful. What an awesome little remix of that. What a great rendition. We're going to do another version of Sorry. We're going to play a little bit later, but here we go. We're going to bring up Willie and have a chat and talk about where it all began for Willie J Maxwell. Welcome to the show, mate. Episode 146 of So What's Been Happening. Finally, we got you on.
Oh, yeah, Aaron. How you doing, man?
I'm fantastic, mate. Thanks for joining me on a Tuesday night. Thanks for a little bit of time. We wander into your lounge room and looking at some unbelievable influences sitting there behind you on the wall.
Oh yes, man. We got some good stuff right there, man. It's all my influences. So it's good. It's inspirational.
It's great to have inspiration, and there's so much inspiration. We are incredibly lucky in the Melbourne music scene, especially, to be blessed by incredible talent nightly at multi venues. I reckon I counted the other night, just quickly, probably 20 venues, and all had music on of some degree inside Melbourne. Like, that's just incredible. And if we're still able to do that in today's world, it's a beautiful place to be.
It's the best, man. You know, like the Mill taking over the Bendy, and then the Punters Club coming back, and it's really good. These you know, the Toad as well, like Shane and Leanne. It's really awesome that we're very blessed and privileged to have good live music venues around, and you know, it's the best.
Yeah. All right, mate. I've hacked through your archives as I do without notice. Go through Instagrams and YouTubes and find all sorts of stuff that we might investigate or talk about. So we're going to kick off, mate. We're probably the oldest and youngest photo of yourself that I could find. Here it is, little Willie J. Tell us a little bit about that, mate. When was that?
I believe I was 2 years old, and that was on the porch in Castle, Maine at my godfather Ken's house.
Beautiful. And whose guitar?
That would be Ken's guitar, or it could be Link McLennan's guitar from the Meanies, possibly.
Wow, what a story.
I think. I don't know the brand of it, but I do know that I've been left-handed my whole life. I know a lot of left-handeds kind of go over and they play right-handed, but my mum and dad always handed me, well, I just felt normal being left-handed. So that's 100% where it would have started.
Beautiful. And just on that, are you a left-handed in any other form, left-hand rider or left-hand sports in general, or anything else?
So I throw with my right, but I write with my left and kick with my right. So a bit of both. But I can play the guitar, a right-handed guitar upside down, but I can't play right-handed. So I'll probably learn that eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. Just kicking us off, mate. What's your earliest memory of music? Obviously, there's a photo that captured music as you thought you knew it, and obviously well before you knew what music really, caught your mind. But what's your kind of earliest memory of music played somewhere, whether it was in the house or down the street, or what was playing?
It was definitely Dad listening to the early blues records like Albert King, Muddy Waters. Definitely Steve Ray Vaughan was a big one for me. Every time, and I know it's like kind of pretty cliche and everyone says it, but like you're watching old VCRs of Steve Ray Vaughan and stuff like that. It really just appeals to me. And I remember at such a young age. So it would definitely be Stevie and Albert King. And Albert was left-handed too. So it like made me feel like I was doing something right, picking up the guitar.
And obviously that was listening to music. When you got to kind of sit back and at a little youngster's age and watch TV or watch live music in any of those forms, what part of jazz gripped you first? What was it? And blues?
Man, it was the intensity.
Yeah.
And it was the passion. And I think it was passion. Back then I didn't even know what passion really was. But I was looking at these dudes and girls as well and just like going, what is this that they're feeling? Like they obviously like that there's some kind of release. And I think it was just just watching and even hearing and just like hearing the hurt and hearing the blues. So that was like my ears pricked up like straight away as soon as blues was influenced into my life.
Yeah. And the magical musical instrument of all is the voice, right?
Oh man.
And mate, boy, do you give it plenty.
Thank you, man. It's only kind of I've been probably singing since I was 21. I've been playing the guitar since I was about 10 years old properly, but singing came later on. My brother was more of a singer than I was at the start of it. And then I just wanted to start my own band. And I was like, well, I'd prefer myself kind of singing in it. And I got a few vocal lessons, but yeah, I don't know, man. It just come to me, and I love Bon and I love heaps of soul. So I was like, I think I can do that.
Yeah. And what was one of the first, just on that, what was one of the first voices that you really noticed that you thought, I want to sound like that person?
Well, definitely Bon Scott and Brian Johnson. I remember I'm like the Stiff Upper Lip concerts and live in Donington. I was like, man, these guys' voices.
Yeah.
And then it was like Metallica and that was kind of when maybe like when I was 13 and 14, even like hearing Kurt Cobain's voice as well, like on that Nirvana Live Unplugged, that was huge for me. I was like, man, these proper singers.
Yeah. Yeah, and that real stripped back version too. One thing I think
it's so good, like him doing Lake of Fire, just like blows my mind, dude. It's still so hard to sing if you like try to do a rendition of it, but man, it's so killer.
Yeah, yeah. Before we go too far and before your voice gets too tired, mate, we're going to ask you to pick up that beautiful guitar and play us something.
Yeah, let's do an old song.
Perfect. Great place to start.
Why don't you let me be? Don't know why you keep on haunting me. Feel misery. Why don't you let me be? Don't know why you keep on haunting me. My life is full of misery. My life is full of misery. Don't know why you keep on haunting me. Don't know why you keep on haunting me.
Yeah, well, that's cool,
No, I
man.
don't know. I don't know who sings that song. I know that like there's so many renditions, but it's one of those songs like Where'd You Sleep Last Night, that like it's a Lead Belly song, but then I don't know. I think it's like before Lead Belly, but yeah, just one of those songs.
Yeah, well, if anyone out there knows who sang the original, let us know. Let us know in the
Yes,
comments.
well, yeah, let me
Yeah.
know.
And a couple of quick shout outs from Julie Lacey and also J Mac saying quick g'day. So awesome to have some people join us on behalf of getting to know a little bit more about Willie J Maxwell that they may not know. Hopefully we uncover a few little trinkets tonight. So how does the little young 14-year-old Willie J Maxwell turn into this epic voice, epic guitarist, epic frontman? You know how much I love hearing and playing and seeing you on stage, light up a stage, mate. There's so much that comes into that, right? But
Oh yeah.
yeah, and kicking off from a 14-year-old, you know, picking up the guitar, deciding to be in a band. What was the first band, mate? Where did it start for you?
My first band was a heavy metal band called Line of Fire. That was in high school. That would have been around year 8 or year 9, I think it was.
Mm.
They told me to join the band. Well, they didn't tell me. They asked me to join the band, and I was like, definitely. I mean, I was listening to Metallica, Slipknot, Pantera, all those bands, Megadeth, Slayer, and these dudes were the metal band of the high school. So they asked me to join, and I was just like, absolutely. And I remember I wrote a song called Lucky 13, and they're like, man, that's killer. And we recorded and all that stuff. So that's definitely where it started. Line of Fire. I still talk to those dudes as well. I don't think they all play music anymore, but yeah, man, that they definitely kicked it off. They inspired me.
Yeah. And is there one particular friend that you kind of always resonate to as a youngster and you think, man, this kid's cool? Like, were you the cool kid? Who was the cool kid?
I was probably influenced the wrong way by my friend Nick, but he was the singer of the band. Dude, he could scream and yell. Like, he had that kind of Phil Anselmo thing going at like 14, 15, and it blew my mind. But it was definitely me and him, and we'd, be drinking and hanging out and smoking cigarettes and stuff. And I mean, I don't know if he influenced me in the right way, but it's kind of like we just thought we were these rock and roll dudes, and it was inspiring to me because I learned a lot from him, and he showed me a lot of heavy metal bands at the time, and definitely Nick. I don't know where he's at now, but definitely Nick. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. It's always good to kind of reconnect and think about who that really was, that one of those first influences, whether that was good or bad. It's always a
That's
good
it, man. It
influence
was
somewhere
helpful
along
to
the line.
me.
Yeah. and to be the good, the bad, the biggest of them all, AC/DC for us Australians.
Oh man.
What an incredible moment for you now to be, you know, in amongst bands that play and tribute AC/DC to its absolute finest. Obviously, one being Riff Raff, but you know, you're the first port of call, mate, when someone talks AC/DC for me.
That's awesome, man. I thank you very much. Dude, it is the funnest thing ever. It's quite fun to even put down my guitar and just kind of close my eyes and just go for it. And man, it's so fun. Plus, I get to do it with my girlfriend, and I get to, you know, it's a volume 2 of Riff Raff, and it's the best, man. It's the funnest thing. I absolutely love it, and I love how much the people, Australians, you know, everyone that loves AC/DC. So it's the best, man. But we just do it for the love of AC/DC.
Yeah. Well, we're going to do a quick little video here and talk about one of those moments, one of those incredible AC/DC style moments for you guys, which was a Lollapalooza from our great friends at the Luli Tavern. It was only 12 months ago or a couple of years ago, this one. And you have one of those magic moments where you'd kind of a reenactment of the great moments from AC/DC. But here it is. We'll play a little bit of this from High Voltage. What a great tribute.
Man,
one of those moments, Luli Tavern, Lollapalooza, and a promoter's dream, but a nightmare to try and create, on the back of a truck, reversing back through and into the crowd that was absolutely jammed. What a special moment, mate. Tell us a little bit about how cool that was to do that on that day.
Oh man, that was wild. Me, John, Asia, and Brendan, the owners and bookers of Luli Tavern, had an idea. Maybe it was like half a year before that to do it, and no one knew as well. Like none of the audience knew. And man, yeah, it was wild, dude. It was like you're on what's that venue? Like the Nightcat, how it's like a 360 stage where you can kind of see around everywhere. It was insane, dude. I didn't really know what to do, but man, it was wild. A big thanks to Luli Tavern and Lollapalooza for organizing that, because it was wild, man. We got there at 8:30. Did like a health safety induction, because as you can see, there's no railing or anything, man. You know, once you're on that thing, it's on. So it was so fun.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those moments. Everyone that was there to witness that one will never forget it. We'll always talk about it. And there's been Lollapaloozas, but that's one of those Lollapalooza moments that'll stand the test of time. I don't know if anyone will really beat that one, to be perfectly honest. There's a challenge. There's a challenge for the next Lollapaloozas for sure. You've got to step up the game.
It, man. It was so fun, Aaron. It was wild, dude. I was very high on adrenaline and energy, like all night, even during the next day, man. It was wild. And to see that photo as well, that I don't know who took that photo, but man, there was a lot of people there, and there was a lot of smiling faces, and everyone was stoked. So that's what we want to do.
Yeah, and the magic part about that kind of festival in particular is there's a hell of a lot of musos that get to it, get there and create. A lot of bands that play, a lot of bands that stay and hang out, and it's such a great community. And to be a non-musician myself, but a real punter, I guess sees a heap of gigs. That's a real special one to get to talk to so many artists, and you could really feel the energy on those kind of moments. So congratulations to everyone that kind of put that one together from Luli Tavern.
Amazing. Big thanks, John, Asia, and Brendan. Kick ass.
Yep, absolutely. All right, we're going to hit you up for an artist, and I'm throwing these random questions at you. Obviously, we talk about no preparation, That's kind of how we roll on this show. Just roll it as you know, and it comes off at the time. But tell us a little bit about an artist right now who is really doing good things that you've seen in and around Melbourne, or it could be anywhere. Tell us someone that we should be listening to. Who's
an artist
who's
or a band? An artist?
Maybe you can give us one of each.
Okay, cool. Well, definitely an artist. Okay, well, I mean, I know you've interviewed her, but Queenie's really kicking ass.
Yep.
Like just making waves, doing her thing. I played with her quite a bit, but it's just awesome. And I believe the album's out and all that. I think she's absolutely awesome.
Yep. And what about a band in general?
Rock and roll, all female outfit, Hot Machine. I'm not being biased here, but they're kicking ass. A new band that they're just fucking unreal. They say, I don't know if I can swear. I shouldn't be swearing, but yeah, they're unreal. They're making waves, and for being a band that hasn't been together for that long, it's fucking wild. So go see Hot Machine. They're playing September 21st at the Evelyn.
Yeah, make sure you absolutely get out there and see Hot Machine. And you played a gig on the weekend, I believe. Riff Raff.
We played a gig at the Toff.
Yeah, really cool. Just tell us a little bit how that went. It would have gone off, no doubt about that.
It was awesome, man. Well, look, I've never played a show at the Toff, and I know it's a very iconic venue in Melbourne, but we had the 6v6s, which is my rock and roll cover band, Hot Machine, and Riff Raff.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a double gig for a few people in the band as well, but it was unreal, man. That stage is great.
Absolutely. Sounds incredible in there too.
It really does, man. They put overheads over the cymbals and stuff like that, and it really just, man, it sounds like a wall of sound, because you think that the PA system's quite tiny, man, but it damn packs a punch.
Yeah, absolutely it does. Well, hopefully that's not the last time we see that lineup together. I know it's
definitely
a little bit
not, man.
Multiple lineups, but I mean, Hot Machine, mate, they are awesome. Awesome girls, all girl lineup. If you haven't seen them, absolutely incredible. So make sure you get out there and see them very soon. All right, let's talk about. Actually, we're going to kick back to you, and we're going to get you to play something else before we continue.
We'll do another one.
Absolutely.
Okay, I might have to lean back because this one that was a bit more of a chill one, but this one's a little bit more I don't know, pushes the vocal cords a little bit more.
Yep, cool. All right, done.
Put a candle in the window, 'cause I feel I got to move. When I'm gone, baby, miss all so soon. Long as I see the light, yes, I got them on cherry. Yeah, this loneliness won't leave me alone. When I'm gone, baby, miss all so soon. Long as I see the light. Oh. Yes, I got the more ceremony. Yeah, my loneliness won't leave me alone. Oh, when I'm I'm gone, baby. It's gone so soon. Long as I see the light, long as I, only long as I, long as I see the light.
That is beautiful, mate. What an incredible song from Creedence. Like,
It's a lesson for me to follow. Call me back, being so far gone.
all right. Are we ready? Are we back? That's the question. Are we back? We're back.
Can you hear me?
I've got you. Can you hear me?
I don't know what happened there, man. The internet's a strange, weird place, and me and technology is no good. So I think we're good now.
Okay, let's not move. All right. Now, believe it or not, everyone else could hear us, but you couldn't hear me. I got you, so I don't know what happened there. But anyway, we're back. That's the main thing. So we just cut to a little bit of Tennessee whiskey. What a killer version, man. Honestly, that really, I watched that clip a bit actually that I filmed at Luli Tavern that night. 6v6s, Polyman special guest. Dude, that was a killer gig.
That was fun, man. I was kind of listening back because I haven't looked at that footage for a long time, I think, since you first sent it to me. And I was like, man, I was on fire that night. And good inspiration because George is the man, George Wilson. And he definitely fired things up. And that was so kick-ass.
It sure was. Just a great venue. I know we're giving Luli Tavern a super pump up tonight, as we should. One of the great venues in Melbourne, but it's a special room. That was around Christmas time too, so incredible moment, jam-packed, Christmas parties everywhere. Luli was pumping. No better band on
it
stage.
Was great, man.
Yeah.
Very, very thankful for them, man. The crew at Luli Tavern. Big shout out.
Absolutely. And sitting behind me, I've failed to recognise tonight this incredible venue, which is downstairs, Cherry Bar, front room. There you go.
I was gonna say, man, I was like, is that a Cherry Bar backdrop or are you actually there?
No, I wish I was right there. We should have done this at the Cherry Bar, and we did talk about it once upon a time, but I'm not there. It's a backdrop, and it looks legit, doesn't it? Looks real. So there you go.
The backdrop, man. You have me fooled, that's for sure.
And a shout out to our great friend James Young, who's an incredible supporter of yours, as is he of Hot Machine. He thinks Hot Machine are the hottest act for 2024. So there you go. Told it by the best.
Absolutely.
I'm going to ask you for a question, mate. Now, you've played a lot of guitar over a lot of genres, learned some incredible music, and lead breaks and all sorts of things. What is one riff that you wish you had written?
Oh man,
Tough
one
question.
riff.
So many. I only want one.
Oh,
Give me one from the blues, and give me a rock one.
Wow. For rock on, I mean, is it rock? I guess it is rock. It's 70s. It's still rock and roll. Life in the Fast Lane, man.
Yeah.
Joe Walsh. What a riff.
Yeah.
And then it stops and like does it right? The new thing. Crazy riff.
Yeah. It's just tell me how hard it is to play that too, because it sounds incredibly hard, but is it?
It is pretty hard because it's got a weird timing and it's kind of like it stops and starts and it stutters. So yeah, it took me a little bit to get my head around it. Look, I don't know if I probably play it right. I just hear it and listen to it and see if I'm doing it right. So maybe I don't know it yet.
A little bit different learning and watching music now because there's so much out there and so many visual aids like YouTube and everything else. It used to be just listen, right? Or get to a gig and try and work out, well, so what are they playing and how are they playing it? It's a little bit different growing up, learning and playing music than it used to be, where you try and listen to it on on the radio. It was very much before, Rage was on if you were lucky, but they'd very rarely cut to the guitarist for the bits you needed. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, that's one of the bonuses of the technology that's come out for sure.
Definitely, man. I didn't know that you could do this. I didn't know that you could slow down YouTube videos.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I haven't slowed them down.
If you're like, I don't know, learning a guitar lick or something like that, you can slow the actual whole video down, so you can be like real slow, so you can actually learn the songs. And that's how when the 6v6s were learning Oh Wow, it's the Rockets version of Oh Wow. I don't know if you heard that, man. It's a kick-ass version of it. But we couldn't get this little part of the lick down, and we just slowed it down on YouTube. We're like, that's how you do the son of a bitch. Like, it just, I was just like, that's how we just couldn't do it, man. We couldn't get our bloody head around it, but we got it.
Beautiful. And when the sound cut out before, we were just finished on that beautiful track from Creedence, Long As I Can See the Light. Is that your favorite Creedence number?
Yeah, well, we did like a Creedence night. I think we did 5 or 6 songs. And yeah, man, because it's so soulful. I love how soulful it is. And John Fogerty, to me, is a soul singer. He's got such a unique voice, but dude, deep down, he's a soul singer.
Yep. And how much do you think the blues influence for you has influenced your rock and roll and your guitar?
Oh, massively, man. See, the blues is such an intense genre. I mean, that's like obviously like from soul and jazz and funk and all that stuff, but definitely intensity, man. Like Buddy Guy, Steve Ray Vaughan, Albert King, all these big singers with these big soulful bluesy voices. And man, even like Billy Thorpe and all that stuff, like big soul singers. Angry Anderson too, this soulful great voice, like still the blues. Massively, man. It's the intensity of the singing that I like to incorporate into the rock and roll.
Yeah.
But I guess like rock and roll is kind of blues as well. So it's just all that molding it together.
Sure. Well, we talked about and we played before the version of Sorry that you did at So Far Sounds. We're going to play a very different version that you play with the 6v6s.
Let's rock it up.
Here it is from the Easy Beats. Most importantly, this one, 6v6s. Mate, what a night. That was an incredible night. I still play moments of that, still talk about it to people. If you weren't there, you just didn't feel it. You didn't get that magic. But I can tell you, every time I've seen 6v6s get up there, have a special guest, mate, it blows me away that what you three guys can put together. And a special guest is one of those magic moments that you never know what you're going to get. So long may it continue, mate. You've obviously set your foundations for it at Luli, but you play multiple venues with it now, and it's an incredible lineup.
Thank you so much, man. We love doing it, you know, paying homage to all the old 60s and 70s rock and roll bands. And we've actually nearly been at Luli Tavern for a year. I believe next week or next week after that, we've been there for a whole year. Yeah,
cool. That is cool. You don't often get residencies that can last that long, for sure. You might get a month if you're lucky, but a real special moment, 10 p.m. kickoffs.
Yeah, man, and we get a good crowd, and we get all those drunken people that come in off the street, and we have it pretty loud too. It's awesome. We can really crank it there. So some people just hear it and they're like, "Who the hell is playing?" And they come in and they have a boogie, and it's like, that's what we want to do: play pool and listen to loud rock and roll.
Yeah, absolutely. And just on loud rock and roll, who would you say is your biggest influence at the moment in rock and roll? Where are you drawing from anyone that's out there currently, or are you still going back to the old 60s, 70s?
Man, it's so fun because like 60s, 70s rock and roll, there's all these bands, you know, that never properly made it big, but you can. I've been on that GTK, you know, that Get to Know.
Yeah.
Like Thorpe played, Lobby, all this, and some international bands too. But man, definitely, what have I been listening to, man? As of late, I don't know. This is what I got. I got this record. Where is it? This band, Kingdom Come.
Yeah, right.
80s band. Look at that.
Oh, it's classic 80s, isn't it? Yeah.
But this dude's voice sounds like Robert Plant, and he sounds like this. It's wild, man. This band fucking rules. Sorry, I don't know if I could swear, but this band rules.
If you haven't heard of them, Kingdom Come. There you go. I'll give you some homework. Get out there and check it out.
And it's produced by Bob Rock that did Metallica.
Yeah, right. Cool.
Which I didn't know. I just saw that then. Kick ass.
That's something special about that. Just on Metallica being one of your great influences, if you had to pick one Metallica song, what is it?
Dude, definitely Dyer's Eve of And Justice for All.
Yeah, cool. Yep.
It's the fastest, most badass song. I mean, look, there's a lot of badass songs. There's a lot of songs on the self-titled album, but man, And Justice is such a great album. I know there's not a lot of bass on it, but guitar, yeah, man, Dyer's Eve. It's so quick, and the lyrics are badass too.
Yeah, and obviously guitar's been your world, right? But if it wasn't guitar in a whole blues lineup, what would you play?
I mean, I definitely sing. Is that an option?
Absolutely, it is for sure. But they're the two things you're killing at the moment. Give me something. If there's a whole big lineup for a blues band, where would you kind of walk in and play kind of what you know now with your incredible efforts so to me, the incredible way that you can play fast, slow, you can really mix up the feel. Like you to me, you're just an incredible artist. That's so mature for their age. Honestly, man, your scope of music is incredible. And long may it continue as you get older. You're only a young man still, but you got plenty in you for sure. But yeah, if it's not a guitar or it's not your voice, where do you think you'd sit yourself in the lineup?
Maybe I would badly play drums and try to stay in time, but I'm one of those guitarists that plays drums, and then I always like doing fills and doing stupid stuff. So maybe I just got to hold back and really enjoy the beat a little bit, but probably badly play drums.
Yep.
But I wish I could play organ.
Yeah.
All that deep purple organ, all that shit. That would be amazing.
Yeah, well, I could see you playing organ as far as how experimental you really are. I think you could absolutely nail it. Your favorite guitar, mate, at the moment? What's the absolute go-to pickup for you?
Well, man, I got a good story. So I got my first guitar, my first Gibson SG Standard that my parents bought for me in 2007. I just got that back. I sold it. Fuck, how long ago? Sorry, I shouldn't say. I sold it 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago. I saw it on Marketplace. It looked different. It had like a few different things to it. But then I remember these distinct features on the guitar, on the like a little bit of the lacquer was peeled off. Man, I got it back.
Oh, wow.
I paid too much money
Yeah.
to get this guitar back, but he knew that I wanted it. I was like, dude, that's my first guitar I got when I was 15, like my first Gibson. You know, it's like getting a bloody Ferrari or a Harley Davidson. Like that thing, I finally got it back in my hands, dude, and it felt like when I was 15 years old and picked it up again. It was insane.
Yeah. I don't think most non-musicians can really appreciate that extension of your arm and arms that a guitar can do, right? And form when you sit back in the feel of a guitar that's your baby and it's given you so many of those music moments. I can only imagine what that feeling must be like to reignite or rekindle yourself with your love of being 15 again with a brand or the guitar back in your hands. That would have been such a cool moment.
It was wild, man, and it still smelled the same too. And then like the dude that he didn't want me to have it, but I was like, come on, man, it's my first guitar. He didn't want to like hand it over, but I like had the money. I'm like, dude, it's my baby. Like I need this back. Obviously, when I sold it, you know, I was just like, money was tight and all that, but I got it back, man, and it's never leaving my side again.
The universe wanted you to have it back. And what at the end of the day, what's money? If you're a musician,
Money's not an issue.
It's not about money. Absolutely. All right, tell us what else is going on in your world right now, Willie J. Maxwell. There's so much happening; it's hard to keep up.
So I left the Bad Books after 3 years, and I've joined a band called Prowler. We started that maybe 4 months ago. We've been in the studio with my brother Tim at Restless Noise Studio in Footscray at a place called Wrangler Studios. We've been there and we recorded 3 songs. We're going to be releasing an EP, and then so we kind of just put our butts into gear, and we've got that. We've played a show. We've got another show. We're playing with Hot Machine at the Evelyn on the 21st with the Ugly Kings. So that'll be Ugly Kings, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that'll be a kick-ass show.
Definitely. Evelyn's such a great band room too.
Oh man, it's killer. So been focusing hard on Prowler. With this, I love this band because it's always influenced by 70s or 80s or whatnot, but I really want to focus on singing in this band, and for me it's super beneficial and it's an inspirational band because I can kind of do something different. Like I've always played blues and rock and roll, but with this I can really push my vocals, so I kind of want people to see me in another light and do something a little bit different, kind of more ballady. I love singers like Steve Perry from Journey. I love all those like Judas Priest ballads and stuff like that. So it's kind of in that same vein. I'm not saying I sound anything like Rob Halford or Steve Perry, but just these big ballads. Hey, Kingdom Come have some great ballads on this. And it's like, so kind of like it feels more right for me to do this band, and Prowler is not just your straight up hard, heavy hitting rock and roll band. It's we're gonna do single and straight into album and kick some ass.
Fantastic. So I've dug up a little clip, and I hope you don't mind me playing this little back rehearsal
Man.
little gig, and here's a little snippet of what you can expect from Prowler. There you go, mate. That's a killer.
Thank you, man.
That
That's
is a killer.
we don't know what that song's called yet, but that's my man Webby on the guitar, my man Seb on the bass guitar, and Steve Kelly, who fills in for Drunk Moms and plays in a band called Elvis 2 and plays in Smooch.
Yeah, nice.
Other bands to suss out.
Yeah, there's plenty out there. We're very blessed. All right, I'm going to ask you a couple of last questions, mate, to finish off. And I know we can talk for easily another hour about the great work that you're doing in amongst music, mate. But we're going to say, okay, so you're putting together a big dream band, okay? Dream big here. You're the singer, obviously, and the lead guitarist. They can be living or dead, so this widens the net. Who's in the band?
Well, I'll definitely get John Lord on organ. I'm looking at a photo of him now. I mean, a poster of him now. Definitely John Lord. Albert Collins from Lynyrd Skynyrd on rhythm guitar, but then obviously he can play like some lead stuff too because he's a gun.
Yeah.
Drummer Keith Moon for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it would just be wild, and he's a wild cat. And on bass, Les Claypool.
Wow, yeah, cool. Very cool. All right, and if you could throw it anywhere in the world right now, I'm coming to pick you up in half an hour. We're jumping on a plane. We're going to drop this band somewhere in the world. What venue? That's a tough question. Is there a venue or a country that you'd love to just go, mate, that's one spot I'd love to play in a band?
Would play the Fillmore for sure. What an iconic venue. You know, Humble Pie, Steve Marriott, Allman Brothers. We'll go straight to the Fillmore and would play a week straight there.
Very cool. Yeah. A residency, like the big 6v6 residencies for a year. Who knows? That would be cool.
At the Fillmore? Damn.
Yeah. All right. So in the future, we've covered off a few things, mate. Willie J, Maxwell, Prowlers on the prowl, literally, and they're coming for you. Look out for a recording in the future. They're going to be, the boys are out starting to play this lineup too, which is really cool. Look forward to seeing the boys out there. 6v6s is another one you must go and see. We're just going to put up a couple of Instagrams while we're talking here. Obviously, Willie J Music is what you're looking for on Instagram. That's the best spot to catch up with all things Willie. And then Prowler Oz is where you're looking for. The 6_V_6s. We'll make sure you check that one out. We'll post all these as little links. And also Riff Raff Melbourne. But we should also be promoting Hot Machine. So just a little quick shout out to the girls from Hot Machine. I'm going to put this loud and clear on this podcast. Girls, I'm coming for you. I want to have a chat to you guys as a band in the future. So we might try and hook that up hopefully soon.
Rock and roll.
All right, Willie, where else can we catch you, mate, in the next couple of weeks? Is there anything you want to tell us that's happening?
Riff Raff are playing the Breakwater in Geelong. And then we go to Brisbane and we play with Hot Machine and I forget the other band, but we play at Vinnie's. And then I'm bringing my man Jesse Redwing from Sydney down with me, and we're going to be playing Luli Tavern. Let me just get the exact date. We're going to be Luli Tavern on the 12th of September. And then we're going to be playing on the Sunday as well at Holy Diver, which is a new venue. That's a great venue as well that everyone should go to.
Yep.
A nice, sexy boutique rock and roll bar.
Definitely. And it's a great little size venue, super intimate. Willie blows the doors off that place, no doubt. So, and hopefully another gig at the Cherry Bar for the great Willie J Maxwell coming up in the future.
Definitely, man. We've been in talks with Jimmy, so we will definitely tee something up for sure.
Yeah. So look, September's going to be a big month for music. So you've only got a couple of days left in August. Quick shout out to Queenie releasing her album with a listening party tomorrow night, and then also album launch coming up, and then 26th of September, I think it is around then for her as well as an album launch. So it's a busy month for September. It's not all about sport, Melbourne. It is about rock and roll. So make sure you get out there and see some, combine both. If you could put one band right now into the AFL Grand Final entertainment, I'm asking you to book them. Who is it?
Sweet Talk.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. There's another shout out to the boys doing some great things with Sweet Talk.
Definitely, man. What a band, dude. They sound like Little Feat and Low George, and they sound like all the good stuff, and they sound like the band. And there's no band in Melbourne doing that. And they're kicking ass all around Australia, and I know they're heading to Europe as well. But what a band, because they did a Christmas Christmas cover of a song. But imagine they, I don't know, up there, Kazali or something like that, did a bloody soulful, funky version of that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Every time I see Sweet Talk, they just get better and better and tighter, 4-part harmonies. Like, it's just incredible. Those boys. So long may they continue. And hopefully we can get a girl version of Sweet Talk out there soon. Would be really cool. But that must happen too, because we are incredibly blessed with music in Melbourne. Please, I honor you, please, to everyone to try and get out this weekend and see a gig somewhere. A Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. You've got them all. There's plenty of options, and there's free gigs out there too. The venues need you as much as these musicians do. So please get out there and put over a little bit of hard-earned cash. I know it's not easy for everyone at the moment, but I guarantee you these incredible musicians get to transport you for an hour into another place and forget about life for a while, and it's a special time. So make sure you get out there and support local music. Especially great artists like Willie J Maxwell, mate. Thank you for joining me on episode 146 of So What's Been Happening, and please come back anytime.
I definitely will, Aaron. Thank you very much for having me. You have a lovely night, and you're doing a great thing for Melbourne music, and I love to see it. Very supportive.
Thanks, brother. We'll see you out there.
Catch you later.
What a beautiful chat with an incredible talented artist, Willie J Maxwell. Thank you, mate, for joining me. You've been very generous with the time, as always. Always one of those guys that loves to have a chat, talk music, talk life, and incredibly appreciative and respectful to all punters that are out there at gigs. So he's the man. Please get out there and support local music, as I mentioned, and thank you to so many artists. It's time I updated this list because it's getting a little bit stale, because there's another probably 30 or 40 artists that I've left off this list of everyone that's joined me on this show. 146 shows. The story was it was never supposed to go past episode 1. It was a COVID shout out to a few people during a shit time, but such great moments have come from this, and people, I get to have a chat to artists of all kinds, including sports, visual arts, and the musical arts, which is a beautiful 3 genres to combine. So all loves of mine. So thank you. I'll see you out there in the big wide world very soon.